Oh, yo, it's your boy Wesley. I've been at the park. I just recorded a bunch of shorts. I think I'm gonna do a long format video. There's nobody else here. It's just the intimacy of nature. Oh, there's somebody here. Anyways, let me sit down. There's somebody who's looking at me. He got a dog. Anyways, so I'm gonna sit down and not look. Anyways, yo, it's your boy. I got my shoes off. You can't see it, but anyways, I got my shoes off in the park. But anyways. Shield, Agents of Shield. It's review time. It's a good show on Disney Plus Plus. Disney's Plus and Bust. Good old Disney Plus and Bust. Anyways, it's a good show. I'm just gonna go through the whole show kind of thing, cause I obviously I watch a lot like astronomical, not astro. I watch like a boatload of movies. Listen to a lot of audiobooks and things like that. But anyways, Agents of Shield. It's a really good show. You got Daisy, or what's her name before Daisy? Sky. Her name's Sky. You got Agent Coulson. You got Fitzsimmons. Thinking Grant Ward, and then you got the stinking one of the greatest stinking action heroes of all time, stinking the Cavalry, Melinda May. I'm not gonna say the real actor's name because I don't know all the real actors' names, and like you could just easily look it up. But the show is just good. It's just like it's so well written. That's what it is. The show itself might not be. It's not my favorite show or the best show ever, but it's just really good because it just touches on everything that's nice. Like just like all the stuff that's nice. It's like it's just like it's very teen. It's about teen stuff, but it's super well written. Like it touches on drugs, identity, sex, race, gender, like just political stuff. It hits all the notes and all the tones, and I just anyways, you're like yo, what's he at? I'm in my feet, got my shorts on, my shirt. I'm in this park. So, cars around. I mean, there's one car, some Prius up here. Some guy with the dog and a book bag. I don't know. I was making a lot of records. But anyways, I'm just out here trying to, get these subs up. I was like, if I get enough subs, I can get money a month, which is nice. Cause like working is type of scam, and I worked on myself too much, and I'm like such a unique person. I should be able to, have people watch me, and therefore companies pay YouTube give me money so they can sell the products and make more money, and I myself can make money and potentially start my own business and things like that. So, anyways, Agent of Shield, like the first season, like it starts off really slow. Like the first half of the season is like but then it just starts to really just dig into itself and start really to get good. And then I'm like, bro, this show is nice. Like I like this show a lot. And it just basically is just like the Agents of Shield are just like this ragtag team basically that worked for this larger spy agency, this global spy agency that protects from aliens, and it's like the higher government agency for everything, for the basically the unknown, the not the spooky stuff, just like aliens or extraterrestrial things. They're supposed to act as the shield for the entire globe, and it's really protecting. It's just a spy agency, and they basically fly around a plane. It's typical TV shows. They have event like basic cases that they're trying to solve, or just trying to figure out who's who, what's going on, stop the bad guys, and they have villains. And the main villain obviously is Hydra. It's just like the evil organization based off of Nazis that will just want to basically, and the Red Skull from Captain America that wanted the cars passing. Anyways, they want to control the world and have order. Typical stuff, nothing really. They basically want a one world government where the Communist Party, where people just follow whatever they say until there's a revolution and someone destroys it. I don't know. I enjoy it, but it is kind of, But I mean, that's also what makes a good story. It's like you like, it's real, It's like there's so many people out there. Like if I had the power, they would want to control the world and things like that. I'm kind of talking real fast because I did a bunch of shorts and things like that. So I'm not really like, I'm relaxed, but I'm ready to loosen up. I'm flapping them gums today. Hey, anyways, and I'm not walking because I already walked a lot today and I don't feel like it, and my body ain't good, so I can't be like walking a lot. I mean, technically I'm full health, but anyways. So Agent of Shield is a solid show. Yeah, and it's just like just the whole. I don't really necessarily need to spoil everything. It's just like the first parts of it is like them battling Hydra, and then you get different villains throughout different seasons and things like that. But just throughout the show, it's just like you have the Fitz and Simmons, which is like this like basically they're like extreme, not even sorry, super genius scientist. One's like a rocket scientist, engineer type. The other one's a biology like genius, and they basically help the team solve problems. And you have Ward, who's just like the muscle, but he's like a cold-hearted killer. And then you have Coulson, who's like the heart and soul of S.H.I.E.L.D, and he's the leader. And then you have Daisy, who's like this, she's really the main character. Like she's a teen character, the misfit, the hacker, the one always trying to find out her identity and trying to find her family in a home. And she basically takes this not government, this spy agency that's supposed to protect the world, and this crew as her family, and they all become this kind of unit. And all their lives, they don't have typical lives because they're so valuable and they're so important, and the work they're doing is like always like the world at stake type stuff. So you can't have regular lives because if you find out about that, then you're threatened. But also you have to be on the move. It's like 24/7 type thing. You don't really get vacations because you're always working pretty much. And then when you get downtime, you get downtime. But essentially, they're the A1, the top tier, team out there. So they gotta basically do everything. And that's their life, And they live on the base. So yeah. So they don't have they basically don't have like family lives. They have like it touches on like parents and things like that. But essentially, that they live on the base and that's their life for pretty much. They didn't say, but for a long period of time. And you just watch basically how they just function as a team and figure things out throughout the show, and just the character development. I mean, like the writing and stuff, I think is just very good. How they match storylines with like like the homosexuality, LGBT stuff, how like race, like cultural things, identity. They just do it so well, and that's like a heart like what comic books are supposed to be. They're supposed to be relatable and just kind of this real life thing put into this kind of different form for you to enjoy but also relate to. And I feel like they do that in like not like different from like the big Marvel movies or the big action movies where it's like it's more on the nose and it's more grand, where this is more subtle and this is more continuous and it's more consistent, so yeah, I'm not really going into it because there's not much to go into, and I don't want to go into it and start spoiling the show. But just everything, the way the execution of the show is marvelous. And it's one of those shows I wouldn't change anything. Like there's other shows that I like where I'm like, yeah, this season was this season was buttos. It was not good. But I wouldn't change anything about the show. I just, if like and it like it this position of where it is in my head is where it is. But yeah, Daisy Johnson, Phil Coulson, and then Belinda May. And there's so much rich character like interaction. Like everyone's always communicating with each other. There's some like because there's some shows where like one character will not talk to another character, and like stuff will just happen that don't make sense. Again, have TV shows, have movies that make sense. It doesn't have to make sense in the term of it like you don't want it to make sense, you want to confuse, but just don't be like, put some thought into your writing, things like that. But anyways, yeah, it's just really good show, and I just like it. Just like the way they carry you through the whole show and what's going on and how's it gonna happen, the reveals, and it's a page turner TV show once you really like break the first half season, and the characters you care about. Kind of like Breaking Bad. Like Breaking Bad had 3D characters, but that's on another level where they're like Breaking Bad characters are real. Everything about the show is just like real. Like you're like it's more of like a documentary type thing with a narrative. Whereas in S.H.I.E.L.D, it's just, and that's what the good shows do. Good shows make you believe in it's real. But in show you could tell it's like a TV show and stuff happens where you're like, ah. Or like you could easily like there's like plot holes where you're like, all right, bro, you can easily solve this by doing this, or like they'll hold like lie to each other when they could just tell each other the truth and solve the problem. Even though if you spend all this time in life or death situations, you should just trust your character enough to tell them the truth. But they gotta make it work for the TV show type stuff. There's that in there, which like yeah. I'm not gonna change anything, but that's in the show, so I can't be like, all right, it's just this type thing. But like I said, it's just a good show. I rewatched it like once or I think I watched it like 4 or 5 times total, but it's just solid. It's just it's a page turner type TV show that's just rich in their dialogue, and it's a fun adventure with good villains. Like and throughout the whole show, they have a lot of good villains that are really like, they're bad apple villains who can like wreck stuff, and it's a real challenge in competition, and there's really real believability in like who's gonna win, who's gonna get the upper hand, and it ended good. It ended good for what the show is. It ended good. Like, and I like how it petered down. It wasn't no like fast thrusting boom 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 TV show. It was like it steadily got good, and then it like petered down because the show was ending, and it was just perfect. Like it was perfect. Yeah, it was pretty really really good. And I'm not gonna say it was perfect, but the show as a whole, I would say, is like a perfect type show. Whereas like Breaking Bad is a good show, but I wouldn't say it's like a perfect. Like Breaking Bad is a flawless show, but I wouldn't say it's like perfect. Like it's just like really really like it's just like there's no critique against it. It's just like everything, every stroke on the painting in the show was just good. The dialogue was phenomenal, type stuff. That's what I say. Like I would say, yeah. So I would just say it's a perfect show. Like it's just yeah. It hits all the notes like at like the way it's supposed to hit, and it's a good show, and I recommend it. I don't really like rating systems because like beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Whoever thinks is good, but yeah, if it's like a top 20, top 100 team thing, hands down deserve to be in like my top 15. Any top 15, I would say, which is kind of high, but I think it should be in any top 15 because of the dialogue itself. The dialogue's in just, the way the show executes and carries itself, I think it's a top 15. If you like Marvel and DC stuff, if you don't really like superhero stuff, then it's not. Then you're probably not gonna say it's top 15, but I think it's top 15. Me personally, that's my personal thing. Top 15. Honestly, it's in my top 10 of TV shows all time. But overall, I think for just like the average person, it's probably like if you like the superhero type Marvel type genre stuff, it's gonna be in your top 15 if you actually watch it because of just like I said, the way it carries itself and just the dialogue is just so good, and just the characters care about each other, and you care about the team, throughout the whole, all 7 seasons of the television show. Anyway, so that was my Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. review. We'll just kind of just talk about, yeah, go check it out. It's on Disney Plus. Subscribe. I'm a YouTuber now, I guess, so I need people to subscribe so I can get that money. You know what I'm saying? I want to get a power longboard, and move to California, and probably start a life coaching company in California. Not like full time, but because like I wouldn't want to start out here in Pennsylvania where I live now, but I think it would be a blast. Just the people in California and the environment would be a lot funner. But I'm a Kansas guy, obviously. But yeah, California would be fun. Subscribe, like, comment. Twerk, whatever you gotta do. Peace out, peoples.